Okay, hi everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Starving Artists of Singapore. I am your host Pian Tong, and today I have with me Rachma Lim. We'll add in the applause here. Hi. You can wave at them. Can you give us a little introduction about yourself? Like what you do? Yeah.
Oh, hi. I'm Rachma Lim, a PR here in Singapore.
Huh? Okay, so Rachma is a renowned local jazz pianist, youth jazz pianist.
And I also teach a lot, music in general, but nowadays I part-time lecture in LaSalle College of the Arts.
So how I met Rachma was through the Blue Jazz Sunday Jam session.
Yeah, they call it the Jazz Loft on the third floor.
The Jazz Loft at Blue Jazz.
At Blue Jazz. Every Sunday we have this jam session, open mic for all the young musicians to come and perform. And
jazz music, I don't come play pop song.
Yeah. Improvise. I would like to suggest that's an improvised jam. So you can actually play pop song as long as you get to improvise some of the part and interact with the band.
So yeah, first time I went there, she was hosting, and then ever since I kept going, and through the jam session I actually learned a lot about the music, learned from you and other talented musicians that go there to hang lah. So today we are here to find out more about Rachma and the jazz scene through her eyes, because she has a very interesting backstory. So you mentioned you are PR, like you're not born here, but you came here at...
I came here at age of 18. It was actually 18 years ago.
Oh.
So I have revealed my age. 18 years ago, I joined LaSalle foundation year. They call it O-level.
Oh.
Yeah. Foundation year, I took a music technology course before I decided to switch stream to jazz, to the dark side.
Oh. So what made you want to switch to jazz?
So this was a very interesting story where I actually went to the ladies in LaSalle and there was a piano studio that half open, and I walked past the ladies, I heard someone was playing some kind of bluesy sounding passage on the piano, and I thought that was very refreshing. I never really hear that kind of sound before, because prior to that I was all along a trained classical pianist from Medan, where the classical was actually very strong over there. Yeah, so that's how I finished my grade 8 ABRSM, Deep AB, and then I come here, I took audition.
Oh, Deep AB also.
Yeah. So right after that, I got accepted and I received this tuition grant to LaSalle. Yeah, but after 1 year of music technology, I just miss the music itself, because so much, condensed mic and cables and XLR.
Everything.
Yeah, I like it a lot, but I miss the music element a lot. So, and again, walking past that toilet, I heard this very beautiful Oscar Peterson sounding passage being played by Joshua Wan.
Hi, Mr. Wan.
Hi,
If
Mr.
you're
Wan.
watching, thank you.
And immediately I know that one of my roommates from jazz stream back then, she said, "Oh, that's my main study teacher, Joshua Wan." And I was like, "Oh, I shall switch stream immediately." They gave me maybe a week or two to decide if I want to switch stream, and I have to audition 3 contrasting pieces. But being classical player, you already have strong technical foundation, and I had to learn my blues in Blue Monk. I think the song Blue Monk, and all the things you are. There will never be another you. I have to quickly learn that song within that time frame, and I went ahead for the audition, and the rest is history. So I feel like I'm one of the more enthusiastic ones in my class, because everyone seems to feel like, earlier I told you, they thought jazz means easy listening kind of thing, which is how deep is your love? Not really Kenny G, maybe Killing Me Softly, Roberta Flack, and or Nora Jones, Diana Krall. I mean, those are still jazz, yeah. But the jazz that they offer in LaSalle back then was already Charlie Parker, bebop. You know, we had to do Olio, we had to do Dahoud.
Hardcore jazz.
I mean, Clifford Brown. You know, and
Coming from a different country, right? Having seen the Midans music scene and coming to Singapore and making a name for yourself in Singapore's music scene, would you say it's easy to be a musician in Singapore? Or like,
I must say I learned the hard way because I paid my dues. I took step by step. I play 6 nights in a hotel lounge, Shangri-La Hotel and Lounge, and try to back international singers. So every 3 months they will change different singers, and I have to accommodate to their repertoire. And from there, because it's a very, like almost like a routine ritual that I have to play every night, 4 sets. So I have to learn all their songs in different keys, you know. So
and you were paying rent also, so you had to like...
yeah, I was paying, that time I had a guardian, but soon I discovered that I need to practice the piano after my gig, you know, so I always make too much noise, you know, so I was determined to get my own space. So because of that, at 2012, I got my first condo.
You buy?
I bought it. It's tough. Like so.
How old were you?
I was 23.
Oh, that's younger than I am now. I'm a disappointment.
I was a little bit impulsive. I think all I want is just my own space so that I can make noise, practice piano without without disrupting anyone from their sleeps, because the only chance I could practice is midnight, you know, after my gig. Oh yeah, so after LaSalle, I actually went to pursue my postgraduate in New York. But after New York, I did have some chance to do some exchange with people from Europe, and like I passed by London for recording. And
were you also teaching back then?
yeah, I teach a lot in music schools, to the point like students just follow me, and then sometimes they ask for additional lesson, like private lesson. I prepare students to go for audition to Berkeley. Yeah, some of them have graduated now.
So you mentioned earlier that, you know, when you were younger in life, it's more about the hustle, trying to make as much money
make
possible.
the ends meet. Yeah.
Then now, is there like a shift? Because it's been a while since you have, you know, debuted in the music
true.
scene.
Like since I run this Sunday jam session, I was again. I feel young again. Like because all the attendees are in their, you know, they just finished their high school, and they are all very thirsty and hungry in this craft, and everyone is like practice so much, and I feel missing out. Like when I watch them practice so much day in and out, and they often invited me to their house, like, can we come and chat, you know. Then I keep on turning them down because of my hustling gigs, and I start feeling very left out, and I was trying to think of a way, how can I get out of this chain of like hustling, you know. So I actually took it really seriously, consciously trying to turn down some cari makan, they call it, the cari makan gigs.
What language is that?
Cari makan is this Malay for like put the food on the table.
Oh, okay.
Put food on the table kind of situation. Like, so that mentality, I know it's like a breadwinner of the family, but since I'm single, I don't have to bear child, what's that called? Like to support,
take care of children.
Raise a kid or what. Like the only responsibility I have now, of course, is to pay off my mortgage, you know. But other than that, I can actually tweak my lifestyle. And nowadays, I attended the finance workshop that increased my financial literacy and learn how to invest, you know, all these things. And I feel like I can afford to, no need to be so grinding all the time, hustling all the time. In fact, I can distribute that time more wisely, and I finally can join these kids for shedding, you know, and it's amazing. Yeah.
So was there like a specific event or something happened that made you realize that, you know, it's time to maybe focus on something else in life other than making more money to make ends meet?
Yeah, when I start to see great young talents start to emerge, I mean, it's very good to see things like that in Singapore, but no doubt I also felt a bit, again, a small little ouch, like I'm no longer the only few female jazz pianists anymore. There's a lot more out there, and if I don't upgrade myself, I would probably be in the history in a way, right? Like so, and again, that whole spirit of learning is still very burning in me. I still want to share. So I invited these young talents to share together, and we exchange, and it's wonderful. It's been really mind blowing, almost like I feel young again.
Yeah, I think something that a lot of us, especially Asians, have in our mind is that competitive spirit.
Correct.
But actually, for this kind of like
this is
music,
very community.
Yeah, it's more, the market is big enough to support this few and even more talents,
And when I went overseas, I tried to live in different countries from time to time to have gain different perspective. So, like when I went to Bangkok, for example, I can see how much unity happened just because of music, art, and cultural thing. Like the recent Hat Yai festival that I attended in, was it March? Very recent. February, sorry, leap year, February 28th. To the 1st of March, I think it was their very first Hat Yai Jazz Festival, the southern part of Thailand. Wow, it was amazing because you get to see all this really young talent, aged 7 to 11. These kids are already improvising. And they didn't sound exactly good yet. They are work in progress. But you can see how the older one is supporting the younger one. On stage, maybe the teacher implemented that kind of value in them. Like that, it's not a competition, but it's a supporting act. It's almost like a soccer game, like it's like someone is taking a solo, and this trumpet player was trying to take a solo on a song, just the two of us, and his tone was sang it a bit, and then instead of being booed by his teammate, the teammate was like, "Oh, come on, you can do this," And on the third round, he played that yeah, wow! Like it suddenly the tone was on point, And that whole section, I was there witnessing. I was like, wow, this is exactly what we need over here too, Not competition, but it's encouragement, like. We have your back, we got you,
Yeah, that's very interesting because you're one of the few people that I know in the art scene that don't really gatekeep. Yeah, what you have, you're very willing to share.
Yeah, I was saying like anytime, like in this co-hosting this thing, like a few of the great talent that I mentioned earlier, like such as Amanda Lee.
Over here.
And Angie Lee.
Over here. Both Lee.
All the Lee family.
Lee family in Singapore very big.
Unfortunately, I'm just a Lim.
I'm a Pian, where got Pian one?
No, Lim is also quite big.
No.
So
Andrew.
Wei Xiang Tan, all this, like the Tan family.
Yeah, Tan family very big.
Yeah, I feel like all these good things must share. And whenever people give me compliment about, wow, your Sunday Jam has become so great these days, I don't think I should own that Sunday Jam at all because it belongs to the entire community. It really does, like all the regular jammers, without them, it's nothing. This Sunday Jam can close down without them.
Pictures, okay.
Yeah, they are very religiously, they even attend it more than me because someday I will be bought over by another event.
Those two are always there.
Those 2 or 3 are always there. Joshua Lim.
Yes, Asher,
like Lee again.
All that stuff with Ellen.
Yeah, so like what I say, no need to gatekeep, good things must share, and because through that you also learn their different perspective. Things can be improved. Maybe when I host this ABC is great, but I'm also have my own flaw. I can only be who I am, and when B is hosting, like there will be something good that we can pick up from B, and vice versa,
So, being a musician, a lot of the times is not just about music. It's also about presenting yourself, how you look, And one of my old Chinese flute teachers, he's very particular about this, like how you stand on stage,
Right.
what you wear,
Posture.
yeah, how you look, like stay fit, like don't, like he would say, hey,
Don't
don't
look
eat too
haggard
much,
and
yeah,
stuff.
don't be too fat, look presentable
I'm
lah.
very much into that too. Like, to be honest, I love image building. I mean, I'm a fashionista, if they call it.
Hey, I tried.
I love fashion because my mom loves fashion, so I took it from her. She was saying you can be just don't be shabby. You got to groom yourself. You don't have to be beautiful, but if you know how to groom yourself, you are already, ahead of a lot of people out there. Yeah.
So my question is, being because there's not a lot of, like you mentioned, not a lot of female jazz pianists in Singapore. So what are some like pros and cons of being, let's say, a female jazz pianist or a female musician? Like, what are some benefits? What are some like disadvantages?
I must say, there was some time. I mean, I heard it that people say I gain more gigs because I'm female, and it's quite hurting my.
Discredit.
Yeah, this almost make me feel like, okay, I don't have enough talent, or that's why I need like to be girl to get that gig, because you wear the skirt.
But I hardly see you wear skirt.
Yeah, but to be honest, I feel more like a dude than anything else, because most of the time it's male dominated. So my bandmates are, in general, they are all male, and very soon I feel I'm actually one of the dude.
Hey, what's up, bro?
I want to be a duke.
Hey. So,
I mean, I feel like I'm more practical that way. Like I get the message across. Like, let's say I need to form a band, I need
More
to
straightforward,
curate a show, produce a show. I need to be decisive. Like, I need to decide the tune, the key, the arrangement, and it makes me become more. Maybe male trait is, there's a little bit of male trait in that. Because girls sometimes take time to decide, and like I have to be more, okay, what song, what key, because nobody really wants to decide. Nobody likes to decide, because it feels like you put them on the spot, So, and since nobody decides, I have to take the charge to decide, right? Most of the time.
That's like the downside. Are there any like?
No, I think that make me become more decisive person, which I like. I grow to like it. But yeah, the pros is, I think I'm more nurturing as a person because of the nature of female.
Yes.
More nurturing. Whenever I host my bandmate, I make sure they all have their dinner. I always check, have you had your dinner?
Yes.
Because a bit motherly, I would say.
Yes, agree.
Right. I know some of them, they don't eat. These musicians, they don't eat at all. Like horn player, they don't like to eat beforehand.
Really?
Yeah.
Don't eat how to play. Like I don't eat, I cannot play.
Really?
Yeah.
A lot of them said it will affect the way their diaphragm and like.
It's the opposite. What? Singers shouldn't eat.
Yeah, but some singers they like to eat sambal belacan before they sing.
Oh.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm very attention to detail, like being more nurturing and like more empathy as well. Like I will fight for the money to pay for transportation for my female bass player who needs to carry such heavy and bulky instruments. They need to call a Grab 6, Grab car 6, and that's not cheap. So I need to fight for that fees to compensate her transportation. So I'm more detail oriented in maybe being female. Guys are not really paying attention on. So I don't want to. I don't know. I'm all into equality now. I feel more like a dude, to be honest.
So speaking of all this, like going for gigs and arranging stuff, do you think local gigs pay enough? Like
local? You mean the local owner?
Like, cause a lot of the times, like especially for artists, maybe musicians not so much, but especially for theatre or like painting, graphic design, a lot of them face the problem of being underpaid.
Because being said is to help your exposure.
Yeah, paid in exposure. That's a very notorious phrase.
I think it's all boils down to the way you market yourself, or the way you explain to the client, like the way you sell your art and craft. I feel so. The more you allow them to take advantage of you, of course they all will say we need to save costs, But if you know how to package yourself in a way that you can convince them that you can actually, they need you, not you need them. Yeah. So actually they will understand these people have money.
Pay now here, thanks.
These people have money.
So has there been like, do you have any experiences with like having to fight for this?
Yeah, I feel in previous times I tend to complain, like oh, no money, the gig doesn't pay, But instead of keep complaining, I took several workshops that teaching me a little bit about branding, packaging, and marketing, and a little bit of that, and study my product. In this case, is music and my talents, and I said, if you don't have the makan for us, it's okay. I will provide the bento, but I will factor that in in when you hire me, because you hire us on dinner time, You expect we all don't need to eat until 11 p.m.
Eat first,
And I developed a very heavy gastric, by the way,
really?
because of this industry. So I will never ever hire anyone if I don't feed them food. That's my principle also. Yeah.
So my question is, what do you want to do next? Like you mentioned, you maybe want to do more for community, do more projects. In the near future, what do you hope to do more for?
I mean, that recent Hat Yai Jazz Festival really such a big slap on my face. Like when I see how so many of them, with the capacity they have, like being educators, being jazz aficionados, and all this jazz relevant, surrounded by that, and how they actually push forth this craft and to the younger generation, and how they actually try to spread this craft and make it into like a jazz camp. I would like to see more opportunity to have nice activity like a jazz camp at Botanic Gardens, or like nowadays we have a very nice PCN, Park Connector, we could easily have a very nice jazz camp. East Coast, and
you mean like actual camp?
Really, actual camp.
I thought you
and involve all these enrichment schools, like I know you guys have AEP and all this, and how fellow educators, we can also be given this opportunity to spark joy again, doesn't have to be so boring in the classroom.
Do you do AEP?
I did a bunch of AEP, yeah.
Then
so
no more, stop.
When they call me,
okay.
Yeah.
As in like you never go do your own, arrange your own?
I haven't, yeah. So I would like to see more educators unite, and brainstorm and come up with like maybe jazz camps, and eventually a jazz festival that involve maybe our neighboring country, all these cultural exchanges thing. I would love to see that, so that everyone can feed off one another, like bounce ideas, and like people from Kuala Lumpur are very talented, people from Penang, people
Java.
from Java Jazz, Thailand, that's what the Jazz Love has been doing in a smaller scale, and I hope this can reach out to bigger scale, and everyone just, I don't know, it's actually part of world peace already, because...
Is there anything that's worth more than peace and love on the planet Earth?
This thing is like another language that bring people together, and like what I say, it's not a gatekeeping or competition kind of thing. It becomes gate opener actually.
Actually, speaking of gatekeeping, like what you said,
Gate opening.
like the keeping the community alive is very important, because if we don't share jazz and spread jazz, no one will, especially because jazz is such a...
Who else, right?
Yeah,
It's very niche, right?
Yeah, it's already very
and
niche.
Previously, jazz is dead, they call it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of book controversially talking about like jazz is dead. But to me, a definition of jazz different for me. Like if you want to know, like I can share a bit.
You want to share on
Like
camera?
yeah, I mean to me, jazz is like, because there's a room to improvise. Like we never know how the day will unfold. Like I wouldn't know today I'll be sitting here.
No.
talking about this topic with Pian Tong, like, yeah, we just said that, okay, let's do it, but I didn't know the space looking so colorful,
Yeah.
you know, and
Thank you, Scratch and Shuffle.
yeah, I didn't know that how the night will turn out. You know, I didn't know what am I gonna talk next. You know, so jazz is like that. Like you maybe plan to wear this, you know, a baby blue blazer and such, but you never know also like whether the weather is, you know, it's gonna rain, and then things. That's how the art of recovery actually. Like you see, it's gonna rain, then
Improvise.
improvise along the way. To me, life itself is actually jazz. So that's why this music form is just another medium to express ourselves, like based on the taste that you have. Let's say I like Diana Krall, I will be influenced by Diana Krall, and then I will take some of her influence. And Diana Krall loves Oscar Peterson, and indirectly I actually learned Oscar Peterson through Diana Krall, and vice versa. Then someone at that night heard me play, and they love my playing, and they transcribe me, and for all we know, I transcribed Diana Krall, and Diana Krall transcribed Oscar, and you see how this all feeding off one another, which is the beauty, I think. Yeah, it's like I play this song that maybe this audience never heard before. So that night, from me, through me, I'm like the vessel actually, nothing to do with me. I'm just merely a vessel. And through me, they learn this song, Give Me a Simple Life. And from that night onwards, they know this brand new song, Give Me a Simple Life. And they might go home and check it out on Spotify, YouTube. And they saw another 10 more versions of Give Me a Simple Life. And they can decide which version that resonated to them, you know. Yeah.
So, at this point in your artistic career, right? Not just music career, but artistic career, are you thinking of doing anything different? Like any career switch in mind? Like maybe you want to try something?
I mean, at my second cycle of being 18 again, I would like to say that. I feel like 18 again, but a second chance. I feel like I slowly get to know myself better than 18 years ago. 18 years ago, all I know is like, oh, I can play a bit of piano. Maybe I should just go pursue piano. But now I feel like I'm at this second chance of being 18 again. I know that I'm quite good with people. Like I like to hear people out, listen to people, and connect with people. And when you ask me who is good with what, I can direct you to that person. So I feel almost like a headhunter like that.
Connector. Like
Yeah, connector. I would say that's my role, and having that strength under my arms, I want to know what can I do better for myself and for others in future. So I have yet to discover. I have a feeling it's something to do with humanitarian, is it?
Humanitarian.
Humanitarian.
That one is more of like aid, like deliver food to
yeah,
poor people.
humanities.
Human interaction.
Yeah, human I don't know.
Community.
Sociology. I have no idea yet. I'm searching, so hopefully I can find something like that for my PhD topics.
Oh, you're doing a PhD?
I'm thinking.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, or second master degree. You know,
Nice.
because I have a second chance again to pursue something in my life. I would try
Lifelong learning.
Yeah, lifelong learning. I'm starving for knowledge more than money actually. My currency is knowledge.
Hey, quote.
Anyone want to sponsor?
Hey, please. So speaking of which, how can our audience like support you? Where can they find you?
Yeah, so I'm running that Sunday jam session at the Jazz Loft. Is located on the
free.
third floor of
Jazz.
Blue Jazz, Bali Lane. It's free, yes, but I encourage people to
Spend money.
not really spend money. They just keep the thing sustainable. We need spending powers too. And food there is relatively cheap. It's not like a $16
And it's very good. Food there is
passion
very good.
fruit, you know, like food there is cheap, you know. Cocktails are cheap, beers are cheap.
Come and get free music.
I mean, if
buy
you
some food.
spend some revenue, the musicians will get the job, get to keep the job.
Make it sustainable for the
And
business.
for me, it's not really about earning the money, but it's a platform for all these hungry musicians, hungry for knowledge and hungry for jazz language, to continue to have a place to showcase their recent shedding materials, and
express themselves.
express themselves, and get a chance to perform and improvise.
Speaking of Jazz Love, shout out to Mr. Greg Lyons for
Yeah,
running the place.
Actually, he was the brainchild of this whole Jazz Love thing. He started this.
He's the brainfather. The thing is the brainchild. He's the father.
The thing is the brainchild. He's the brainfather. Greg Lyons is a brainfather of the Jazz Loft. He wanted to have a platform for artists alike, especially artists who innovate art and compose music, something that is not museum piece, he call it. Museum piece means we copy exactly like a cover piece of some work that had been done before. So we don't want that. We want some innovations here. We want to see something fresh. I mean, of course, not forgetting the traditions, but on top of that, we want some evolution and also personality of our locals. Like the thing that we have on the current climate and weather in Singapore itself. What can we bring to the table, and combining with the tradition that had been offered all from the jazz history. So he wanted that, and he wanted the audience to know that those things are not free. So on the Friday and Saturdays, these are ticketed event, so it's very affordable, I would say. It's only $24 for 2 sets. And if you come for only 1 set, it's only $12 or $14,
I think you have to pay 24.
If you only 1 set, it's less.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So they encourage people to come. So if you can't stay for 2 sets, you can leave for 1 set.
$20 only. Walao, y'all go watch Taylor Swift spend how much?
Yeah, that's why. And these are like the blood and sweat of all these young innovators. They have this creativity, and we have a lot of that in Singapore. Locals, I would vouch for that, because if you don't believe me, come every Sunday. Every Sunday, I'm surprised every Sunday.
Same, surprised and embarrassed.
Yeah, we need both.
Yes.
The embarrassed element is is a drive factor for us to
stay hungry, stay learning.
Yeah, because if we are not embarrassed, if you never do things that scare you enough, you're not doing.
Already.
Yeah, you're not doing the right thing. So if you do things too comfortable, I think you are probably doing something very boring in your life.
Yeah, thank you for joining us on this episode. It's very refreshing to hear that even for someone as established as yourself, you're always learning and not afraid to learn and relearn and try new things. So thanks for coming on this show and sharing with us your experiences. If you want to support Rachma, you can follow her on Instagram here. And also, of course, check her out on Sunday nights, 8 p.m. onwards at the Jazz Loft.
I also have one original singles that I recorded. Coming up, yes, but I have one already in you can check it out at any platform, YouTube, Spotify, and iTunes. Have you checked that out?
No, I didn't know.
Yeah, so
link in the description.
I recorded,
What's it called?
It's called Wishing Well. Yeah, recorded at Abbey Road Studio.
Where's that? Singapore?
London. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Thank you for National Youth Council Young Changemakers for supporting our episodes as well, and basically helping to make these episodes happen. Now, if you have your own project that benefits the community or your community that you want to work on, check them out. They might be able to get you the help and resources you need to start your own project, something like this. So yeah, thank you for watching another episode of Starving Artists of Singapore. Please, if you like our content, like, comment, subscribe, share this video with your friends. If you want to find out more about the art scene, let us know what you want to know. And thanks for watching. Bye-bye. Support local. Thanks.
Support local.